Would you like to have a less frustrating time in the studio next year? The hectic upcoming holidays sure do try to take the wind out of my sails when I go back to the studio at the end of January, when our summer break is over. I'll talk about how I battle this while I work on my Wabi Sabi series, part of my quest to finish 52 works in 52 weeks. I find the month of October is a good time to start thinking about what studio life could be next year for two reasons. One, I get to fully focus on my time with Bill and the family and enjoy our extended time off in our summertime New Zealand Christmas break. Number two, I avoid the dreaded "now what do I do" when I go back into the studio in late January, which is when Bill returns to teach a new school year. I never liked the aimless dithering I did in the studio after returning from our long holiday break. I had to find a better way to begin my creative year, so I learned about BHAG. What in the world is a BHAG? Big, hairy, and audacious goals. Each year I get to ask myself, what big, hairy, and audacious goal would I like to get closer to achieving in the next 12 months? Creating my BHAG and reviewing it every year is a tool that helps me live out what I value in the studio and in life. I like having something to aim towards when I return to the studio to create. However, you may find it difficult, maybe impossible, to craft a meaningful BHAG if you don't know what you value and if you don't know your why. I discovered my values and purpose after going to a John Maxwell seminar in my solo mothering days. I invite you to find out how you can discover your values by watching my video or reading my blog post, which is titled "Making Art When Life Gets Hard." The link is in the description. Knowing your why gives you a solid foundation to craft your BHAG, which is a tool for you to build a dream or vision of what your life, including your studio life, could be. Then you can create targets that lead you closer to that vision, followed by taking incremental steps every day to bring you closer to those targets. My overall BHAG for art this past year was this: get my YouTube channel up and running again and see my career thrive. For me, this was big, considering the crazy 4 years from which I had emerged. Next, I considered my why. The first one is, I've been given the desire to create art. Secondly, it is important to have tenacity, not only for my own self-respect, but to be a role model for my adult children and their children. The third creative why is this: I believe a person is never too old to be the artist they truly want to be. Crafting a vision was next. I got kicked off of Facebook and Instagram last year because a hacker posted bad stuff. Therefore, I determined I would restart my YouTube channel as a public platform, and I would socially engage on YouTube as well as on my own website. I also dreamed of creating large artwork to sell in galleries and for specific shows. My target goals were next. These are sometimes called SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I devised 8 of them and listed them according to how important they were to me. Now is the time I review last year's BHAG with an eye towards next year. So, how did I do? As of this video, I have completed or started making 25 of the 52 target works, and I have published over 20 videos. Making 3 short videos a week diverted too much time from my main targets, so I stopped. Doing Charles Barg videos is no longer relevant to my desire to play and make abstracts. And then, in light of the target of 52 works in 52 weeks, participating in the 2 exhibitions weren't doable this year, and I'm okay with that. Now I'm thinking about what worked and what didn't work so I can build my big, hairy, and audacious goals for next year. So how do you do this? To make your big, hairy, and audacious goals, I recommend you do 2 things. If you do nothing else, these 2 things will help you tremendously. First, make the time to think about what your values are and write them down. Secondly, use your values to craft your why for your art career. It made a huge difference for me to do this. I'm sure it will do the same for you. There are a lot of experts that can help you with thinking about what you value and how to find your why. Once you do these two things, then it's often pretty straightforward to make your own BHAG. I've put those links in the description for the ones that I have found helpful. Next time, I'll show you how I turn my targets into smaller actionable steps. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I upload that next video. My wabi-sabi derivative works are now complete. In real time, I started working on them over 3 months ago because life happened. However, making one step forward every weekday has given me a series of work that I really appreciate. So which one is your favorite? My working titles for these are literally WSD-1 through 7. If you've got an idea for final names, please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it if you'd like this video and delighted if you'd subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for watching. And now I recommend that you watch this.